Welcome back to Falcon County Park, located near the southern tip of Texas by the village of Falcon Heights. A camping location that offers free camping with no specific time limit. Services include over 20 water faucets and a bathhouse with free hot water, showers, though rather primitive in design. Many people have talked about there being a dump station on the northwest loop of the place. There are some septic covers, but they're locked up. However, I discovered one of the pipes has a removable cover. Strange, as 2 years ago, this cover was quite secure. The weather in Texas is quite changeable. Cloudy to sunny, cold to warm, dry to wet. Visitors need to be prepared for all these contingencies. That means solar and generators for power. As for propane, the local propane dealer drives through almost every Thursday during the busy season and stops when you wave him down to make a cash transaction. Otherwise, it's like a 15-mile trip to Roma to refill the tank. I've also noticed, since the last time I was here, the place has become slightly more popular. Other travelers seem to have arrived early than they had in the past. I guess word is getting out. Of course, I can't blame them. The cost of living is quite low here, despite having to drive so far to obtain resources. As for resources, well, there is the village store with convenient but limited items. Then there's Roma for a better selection. And then there's Rio Grande City with H-E-B and Walmart for much better selection and pricing. Of course, if wanted, you can always drive down to Mission for the city experience. Now, I said Falcon County Park was free, but really it isn't. You see, all the services that travelers need are right here in Starr County. So the cost to maintain the park is really paid for by the purchasing activity of the park visitors, and the locals, of course. Essentially, we all pay for our camping spots as a sales tax. You often hear about the dangers from Mexico and camping so close to the border that might seem frightening. However, no such reasons have been experienced by myself and others who've been here visiting the place for far longer than I have. Occasionally, the border patrol drives through and the patrol planes and helicopters break the silence, but everything is pretty much ordinary, perhaps even boring. If I were to sum up the difference between southern Texas and southern Arizona, I'd say Arizona is warmer, but Texas is cheaper. So it's not easy to decide which place I prefer. Perhaps I'll just alternate between the two places, at least until something better comes along. Though a lot of the visitors are French Canadian, there are all sorts of people who stay here for the winter. There's also a variety of RVs they bring with them. I've seen people staying in cars, though I'm not sure I'd have that talent, to mini travel trailers to big toy hauler fifth wheels. There never seems to be any one type of RV that's dominant. As for the people, I say the more dominant type seems to be the over 50 variety, but there have been the occasional youthful adventurers coming along, but they tend to stay only a few weeks and move on. It's strange. Even though I'd been here before, I had apprehension staying here again. But once I settled back in, the cooler weather and the change in conveniences seemed to have become less important. I guess that's the difference between the traveling experience and the boondocking experience.